Hey, can you hear me? Thank you so much for coming over to this page and helping us settle this argument, settle this debate once and for all. Do Facebook ads work or do they not work? Now, there's one of two things that is likely true of you. One, you've been running Facebook ads and you've been getting great results. Things were going like this phenomenally well. And then all of a sudden, Facebook made all of these recent changes and your results have fallen off. Terrible if that's you. The other one is this. You've been running Facebook ads or hearing of people running Facebook ads and their results are just skyrocketing like this, and you want to figure out how you can get the same to be true for you. Can you relate to either of those two scenarios? If you can, you're going to want to pay attention to this. I'm about to share a strategy with you that is working right now on Facebook despite all of these changes that have taken place. And I've actually had a guest coming by to help us with this today. So if you would, please join me in welcoming our special guest.
Thank you. Thank
you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure. So I understand that you've got some complaints, some challenges, some things that you're not happy with Facebook. Tell me a little bit about what those are.
Yeah, we used to get phenomenal results, and now we just can't seem to get results since they made all these changes.
No, I can totally relate to all of those. Maybe you can relate to all of those as well. So here's the thing. I know that most of you, and I know that you are probably not following the right strategy when it comes to your Facebook marketing. And today I'm going to quickly walk you through a strategy that will work for you. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds great.
All right, let's dive in. But before we do, let me ask you, what's your strategy look like? How do you currently go about setting up your Facebook campaigns?
Yeah, we figure out what we need to promote, then we go over to Facebook and we boost that post, and that's really what we do.
All right, perfect. So maybe you heard that. Listen, this is what he said. He said that basically he figured out what product or service they need to promote, and then they run over to Facebook and they create their fancy pants ad, right? Did I say that right?
Yep.
And then what do? He didn't say this word, but they pray that their ad actually helps. Yeah. Can you relate? You pray that your ad actually helps sell your stuff.
Yep.
So let me ask, how's that working for you?
It's not, it's awful. It's just
it's terrible. How's it working for you? Not too good, but that's okay. The problem isn't that Facebook doesn't work or can't work, it's that you've simply been following the wrong strategy. Or let me put it a little bit more bluntly, you've been following a very weak strategy. Now, is it all right with you if I share with you a strategy that's working right now?
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love it.
And what about you? Can I share with you the strategy that is getting results right now? All right. So let's dive into this. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to get crystal clear about the challenge that you face. So for you, what is the challenge that you face?
Well, our revenue is down. Yeah.
Okay, so revenue is down. Now, the problem with that answer is this. It wasn't specific enough. You've got to get super specific. So how much are sales down by?
15%.
Okay, perfect. Sales are down by 15%. So for you, what are your sales down by, or what is the challenge that you're trying to overcome? Number two, you've got to identify the assets that you have available. So what would be some assets that you have at your disposal that you can utilize for marketing?
Well, we have an email list.
Okay,
so
email. That's a good email list.
That's a good one.
Okay, you got some money, some marketing budget. Great.
Yep, money. We definitely have that.
Yeah, connections are also an asset when it comes to marketing. Connection.
Right.
So
we do have
those are three assets. Now, some of you may be watching this and you may be thinking as well, like, what does email have to do with Facebook? And let me tell you, you may or may not know this, but you could take your email list, you could upload that to Facebook and create what's called a custom audience. And so you could actually target ads just to people on your email list.
Cool.
The other thing is something called a look-alike audience. Now, that is simply where you upload your existing email list and you tell Facebook, hey, Facebook, go find me more people just like these people. So think about that. Take your best customers, your top paying customers, you upload their email list, that email list to Facebook, and you tell Facebook, hey, Facebook, go find me more people just like that. So that's a great asset.
Yeah,
so make a list of all of the assets that you have at your disposal. Now, the next part of this process, or the next step, is you have to get clear about these specific keyword outcome or outcomes that you're after. So for you, what is the outcome that you're after?
Well, we really want to increase sales by $2,000 a month.
Okay, increase sales by $2,000. Now, You need to get specific with yours as well. But here's the thing. Increase sales by $2,000 specific, but we have to identify when. When do you want that to occur by?
Within the next 2 months?
Okay, $2,000 in 60 days.
Yep.
Perfect. So you want to increase sales $2,000 per month within the next 60 days.
Yep.
That's a great example. So jot that down for yourself. Now, this next box, if you take away nothing else from today, this is the most important part. So you're going to want to write this down. Reasons. And there's 2 parts to this. There are 2 important parts. Number 1, the first part of reasons is you have to communicate from a standpoint of why should the people out there in Facebook world, why should they care about whatever it is that you're promoting, you're saying? Why should they care? So give me a couple of reasons why they should care.
We have great products, we have great service, and we also...
Okay, stop for a second. I want you to notice some of the words that you just used. Those words were, we have great products, we have great service. Now, here's the problem with the word great. How many of your competitors would say the same thing about themselves?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? All of them. Same thing for you. You've got to speak from a language and from a thing that makes you different, makes you unique, and that resonates from their perspective, not from your perspective. All right? And the second part of reasons, the second thing that we need to get important to figure out and we've got to work through is this. How can you get them to stop and pay attention to your message or your ad? So let me ask you, when you use Facebook, how or where do you use Facebook ad?
Typically on my phone. That's
okay, mostly on your phone. How about for you? Where do you use Facebook ad? Is it a computer? Is it on your phone, tablet? Where is it? All right, you got that answer. Now, when you think about it, how do you actually go through Facebook? How do you actually work through your Facebook feed?
I mean, I'm
right,
scrolling.
You do what most people do. You scroll with your finger, you scroll with your thumb, and you're just scrolling. And what are you scrolling for?
Something that's interesting, something that
exactly. You're scrolling for something that captures your attention, something that is out of the ordinary, something that is out of the box. So for you, what you need to identify is what is something that you can do that helps you stand out from the crowd. I mean, it could be a crazy video like this where you're actually having a conversation with yourself.
Pretty strange.
I agree, this is pretty crazy. Now, let's keep rolling. So the next step in the strategy is you're going to develop your campaign. Now, here's an important point. You'll notice that if we were to compare this strategy so far to the prayer strategy that you were following and that you were likely following, what do you notice? What do you see?
It's a lot
you see that we have
steps.
All of these steps before we ever run to Facebook and before we ever say, Facebook, here, make our fancy pants Facebook ad, right? We have all of these steps that we go through. And so this is a strategy. It's specific steps that you're going to walk through to ensure that when you take these steps and you walk through these steps, that you are doing your due diligence and you are giving yourself the best possible chance at success on Facebook. Now, the very last one is you have to monitor. It doesn't matter if your budget is $10, $100, $1 million, or $10 million. You have to monitor your campaigns, okay? You got to go in there and make sure that the campaigns that are set up are running correctly. Have you ever had a campaign that you've set up that just stopped running for some reason?
Yeah, for you just recently had it happen to us on.
Yeah, it happens to all of us. Maybe it's happened to you as well. Yeah. That's okay. That's part of this process. It's part of this thing called Facebook. They have a review process, etc. Now, so when you follow this step, when you follow these steps, I promise that your results on Facebook are going to begin to go back up. I get it that Facebook's made a lot of changes. I know how frustrating it is. Yeah, absolutely, it's frustrating. Completely agree. Here's the thing. We have a webinar coming up. So click the link somewhere on this page and join us on that webinar. Save your spot on that webinar. Not only are we going to dive in detail on all of these steps, but I'm going to share with you 3 specific campaigns that you can and should be running right now on Facebook. And here's the beauty of this. These 3 campaigns are campaigns that you can have up and running in literally less than a couple of hours, okay? Super quick, super easy, not super technical. So hope you join us on the webinar. I hope that you've benefited from this brief overview of this strategy. Now, if you would like to spend some time here just going through these notes, feel free. I've got to go get on this webinar.
Thank you.
Thanks again for stopping by today. Feel free to make some more notes on this. And thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you on the webinar.
Thanks again. Yeah, thank you.